So Epic actually did it. After so long, they actually brought back Renegade Raider and Ariel Assault Trooper, and while I did expect the reaction that we got from this, it's kind of nice to see that it's like a little bit of a mixture. People are looking at this a little bit logically, which is nice, and at the end of the day, these skins were not exclusive. We're going to talk about all of that today. I'm going to give my thoughts. We're going to take a look at everybody else's thoughts to kind of get a gauge on how people are feeling about this, and as always, guys, I would love to know what you think about it down below afterwards. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Guys, so let's talk about the skins. At the time of recording this video, it is shortly before they are actually coming out, but of course, they were confirmed to come out, and now everybody is going to buy Renegade Raider. Renegade Raider being, of course, the biggest one. Everybody's talking about how it's not fair to the OG players. While I did agree with that when it comes to battle passes, those were advertised to be exclusive. These are just shop skins that happen to not come back, and it's a strategy. No matter how much you do not like the strategy that Epic Games uses, it's quite effective. They have waited, what, has it been 7 years? Something along those lines. I don't know when they actually came out, but they have been waiting so long to bring these skins back, and they are going to profit so hard from it. I don't see an issue in it because these were never advertised to be exclusive. Now, here's the big question. Should the OG players receive edit styles for them? I personally think that would be nice. I get the argument against it. I get the arguments for it. Personally, I think it'd be cool to reward the people that have been supporting your game from the very beginning. I think it's cool to run into a Renegade Raider every once in a while being like, wow, that's like a literal OG player right there. I think that's cool. I think it'd be nice, but I totally get the people who just like look at that as like, okay, well, that's also not fair. Why do they get a free edit style? But I just think no harm done. Just give them the edit style if Epic Games is willing to do that. But I also think there's no harm done in bringing this skin back. There's nothing wrong with these skins coming back. At the end of the day, they were not exclusive. No matter how long it's been since they've returned to the item shop, they weren't exclusive skins. We have no reason to actually talk about Epic Games saying like, oh my god, respect your OG players or anything along those lines. And on top of that, I've personally never really seen the appeal for a skin just because it's rare, because if it comes back, the skin's no longer rare. So that appeal that you're looking for with the Renegade Raider skin doesn't exist by the time that it hits the shop. That's what I can't really wrap my head around, because at the end of the day, it is an extremely boring skin. It's just a reskin default in my opinion. I personally always hated the aesthetic of the skin. Of course, not everybody's going to feel the same way as me, but you gotta admit, like, the skin is at best a little bit better than mid, right? Depending on like if you even like the style on that. It's nothing crazy to bring back to the shop and be like, hey, I want to buy that skin right now. I feel like that's a small minority of the people that are actually buying Renegade Raider, and the most people that are going to buy it or are buying it already are the people who just liked it because it was rare. But the problem is, it's no longer rare, so why would you still buy this skin? I personally can't wrap my head around that, but regardless, it's not just about what I think. I want to take a look at replies over on Twitter, taking a look at the Explore page, replies to myself, to kind of get a gauge on how people are feeling about this. By the way, if you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. I posted this on Twitter and had this to say: now that Renegade Raider is confirmed to return, what are your thoughts? I'll be using some for a video. Thank you, and thank you to everybody who replied. So we're going to take a look at replies to that, as well as replies to the leakers and some things over on the Explore page to get a gauge on how people are feeling about this. And if you want to participate in these, I repost things all the time and bring your comments into a video at Clen YouTube. You can follow me on X, or you can check out the link tree in the description down below. And for this first tweet that I want to show you guys over here, this exact post has been being shared everywhere. I used a post from I Am Inky, but you can find this literally posted anywhere. Don't buy the Renegade skin if you respect OG Fortnite players. It's more than a skin. It's a symbol for their early commitment and grind. Excuse me if you hear my notification. Let them keep their exclusivity. Show your respect by appreciating its rarity, not owning it. Some things are better left untouched. If anybody can shed some light on this in the comments, I would appreciate it, because I know that this is just a little bit of a meme. Like, I know this is just a stupid post that people are just posting absolutely everywhere, but where did it start? Did somebody post this unironically and everybody's just reposting it, or is it just something that kind of came about? I don't know. Regardless, when it comes to the topic of Renegade Raider, this is all you can see everywhere. Copy and paste. Let's get into some other replies. Landon Does Stuff had this to say: honestly, not that big of a deal to me, though I'm not surprised, especially since they've been going after cheaters so much lately. Looks like they're trying to kill account selling, LMAO. Only a matter of time till PS Plus packs plus phone skins come into the item shop. Yeah, to be honest with you, that does make a little bit of sense, and I have this doomerish mindset about it. I do think that Epic Games is eventually going to bring back everything that's exclusive, whether that's old battle passes, whether that's the Galaxy skin. I do think we're going to get to a point where Epic Games truly doesn't care, and they're just going to bring it all back. I know that's really not based off of a ton, but this might just be the start of it. I think that's what's coming down the road, but regardless, let's continue on to what Twisty Chase said about this. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I am curious to see how far Epic takes this, aka old battle passes, past exclusives, etc. All I know is I am sure Twitter will be a fun place to scroll tonight. That's very true, and at the time that you're seeing this, again, it has not happened yet at the time that I'm recording this, and it's going to be a little bit crazy, and it's already a little bit crazy, but it's fun to see. Let's continue on to what Regna had to say. It does take away from its charm now that it'll be a regular skin. I always preferred her reskins over the original anyway, in my opinion, although I think it's all for the better. I do actually like the idea of some certain skins having charm to it. Like I mentioned earlier on in the video, if I actually see a Renegade Raider in game, or like even if I find one in just the lobby and start dancing with it, I'm like, dude, that is a true OG player right there. It's just like a little bit of, it doesn't really matter, but I think it's kind of cool to run around and see every once in a while. But again, not exclusive. It can come back to the item shop. I just do like that charm that it did have. Sir Rifty had this to say: contrary to popular belief, the season's shop contents were actually advertised with cosmetics will leave at the end of the season and may return in the future. Battle passes are a different thing, very different. No, Renegade and Ariel are not exclusive. Just shedding some light on the situation. Very well said, and that's how they were actually advertised. Let me stop you for just a second, guys. Speaking of advertising things, I have been advertising my supporter creator code. If you guys been following the channel, you would know that I started a family. I'm looking to have more kids, and I'm grinding so hard on YouTube is to have my little one who's next to me right now and my wife live the happiest life they could possibly be. I don't want my wife to work, so I have been advertising my supporter creator code because that's been helping me a ton. Thank you to everybody who's been using it. I ask, if you do not have a supporter creator code in the shop that you are using right now, please consider using code Clen in the shop. It is helping me so much, and thank you very much for letting me pause this and listening to it. And she's whining right now looking at me. I'm almost done recording, but thank you very much again, everybody, for listening. Let's continue on to what Pojo had to say. To be honest, I don't find it to be a big deal at all. Yeah, maybe some of the novelty will wear off. Yeah, OG owners will be mad, but at the end of the day, they never said the skins would be exclusive, so it's fair game. Plus, in my opinion, the skins are so painfully mid. I actually think they're below mid. I just think they're straight up ugly. Like, I would never run a Renegade Raider, and it feels weird to say because it's the skin's like so hyped up within the community. But what Pojo said is entirely accurate, and I do agree with him in saying exactly what he said there. Sizzo had this to say about the topic: personally, these skins returning isn't a big deal to me. I think we've gotten to a point now where if you still think old skins can't return, you're delusional. While the topic of should these cosmetics have returned is up for debate, I think Fortnite has just gotten to a point where not really many people care about rarity. Also, the wider gaming space as a whole is starting to move away from timed exclusivity, with games such as Marvel Rivals having battle passes that do not expire as a recent example, so all Fortnite is doing with this change is adapting to the market to remain on top and the most relevant. Honestly, come to think of it, I now wager a guess that Fortnite is 7 years old, and there's no doubt new players that weren't even around when Fortnite first launched, so they couldn't get the Renegade Raider skin. I bet Epic intentionally dropped the Skibbity Toilet collab on us the day before the Season 1 skins returned, so that it would attract both the new and likely young audience to the game that have that brain rot mentality, while also creating such a big controversy that everyone else's attention rears back to the Fortnite, so both the older and newer audience learns about these old skins returning so Epic can make a lot more money. I always think that Epic Games does sneaky things like this, and I could so see that being the case. 100%. Is it a coincidence? Just one day from each other? I'm not so sure, but it's interesting to bring up to the point where, like, the gaming space as a whole is moving away from exclusivity, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it's good and it's bad. I like the idea of some things being exclusive. I think it's cool, but at the end of the day, I also just don't care about it, and everybody could just buy what they want. Like, it's a topic that I don't have too much personal investment into. FNBR Watch had this to say: people that bought an account with Renegade Raider for an insane amount of money will drop to their knees when she returns. That's actually wild. I never even thought about that. How much do Renegade Raider accounts sell for? I really have no idea. And Epic Games, I do not promote that one little bit. Selling your account is against the terms of service, and we love Epic Games, we love Fortnite, we do not want you to get banned. We are not going to do that, but I am curious about the price. If anybody could comment that down below, I would appreciate it. I would imagine it's a lot of money. Sorry guys, quick jump cut over here. Somebody was making a little too much noise in the chair next to me, so she's gonna be with us for the next post. As someone who doesn't own them, I see how this change can be annoying to original owners. However, Epic said they never said they were exclusive, and if this means that the employees get paid, I don't mind them selling them. Excuse you, You're interrupting. It's important to note, guys, that it's understandable for people to be frustrated in this. A lot of people are just making fun of the people just going online and like, oh, but this kind of sucks, and they're kind of lumping them into the people that are getting like really outraged about it. It's understandable for people to be annoyed when they have an exclusive skin like that starts coming back to the shop. I get that, or I mean, not exclusive, you know what I mean, like a skin that was basically exclusive with how long it's been since it came to the shop. I get why people don't want that to come back too. It's just, it's right for Epic Games to do it. It was a long time coming, and there's nothing you can do about it. The skins weren't exclusive, but I do understand people's frustration. I don't personally get the giant outrage about it, but hey, who knows? Regardless, there was a lot of outrage about Battle Pass cosmetics coming back too, and if you would like to hear more about that, then why don't you check out this video on screen right now, where Clark debated a bunch of people on whether or not old Battle Pass cosmetics should return. I would love to have you guys over in that video. It was very, very well done in my opinion, very well structured. Thank you for being here. Take care, everybody.